Hello Stampers, it's Donna Gray here again, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. Going to bring you a pop-up happy birthday card today. Now I'm actually going to make the pop-up card mechanism by using our die out of the Birthday Blast bundle. That's in our Occasions catalogue. It's on page 11 out of our Occasions catalogue. This is the Occasions catalogue that's live at the moment from the 4th of January to the 31st of May. Now you'll find I'm going to be using the bundle. I actually bought the bundle where you save 10%. You get the thinlet, edgelet dies as well as the stamps. And today I'm actually going to show you how to make a pop-up card without having a pop-up mechanism using the Star Blast edgelet dies. Okay, so today we're going to be using our basic black cardstock. We're also going to be using some designer series paper called the Festive Birthday Designer paper. Some of our DSP that's in our annual catalogue. You'll find that on page 11 in our annual catalogue. Okay, so for the base of the card, we're going to start with our basic black. A piece 7 inches by 10 inches, scored at 5 inches in the middle to fold so that we're going to actually have a fold out card like so. And then also for the inside, this is the designer series paper that I have, the Festive Birthday paper. 6.5 inches by 9.5 inches. This is a piece of crushed curry cardstock. Okay, so I've actually used, you'll need 2 pieces of the basic black, 5.5 inches by 5 inches. That's to cut our mechanism out, which we'll be using this die here to cut out our mechanism. So you'll need 2 pieces of the basic black, 5.5 by 5 inches. You'll need 2 pieces of the crushed curry, 5 inches by 2.5 inches. And for the front of our card, we're going to need another piece of our designer series paper, 6.25 inches by 4.25 inches. We're then also going to need some of our basic black cardstock, 5.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Another piece, 1 3/4 inches by 4 inches. We'll also need some more crushed curry, 5.25 inches by 3.25 inches, and another piece 1.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. The 2 stamps that we'll be using out of our stamp set is going to be this stamp here, the beautiful Starburst stamp, which is, this one here on our packet. And we're also going to use the Celebrate You out of that. I'm going to be using Night of Navy ink pad to do all my inking today. I'm going to possibly use some Snail and some Tombow adhesive, liquid adhesive. Going to be using some Stampin' Up dimensionals. And I will also be using my Stampin' Scrub and my stamping mist to clean my stamps and keep my stamps in good condition. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is fold our piece of basic black, 7 inches by 10 inches, scored at 5 inches. That's the base of our card. Now inside on the base of our card, we're using our designer series cardstock. I'm actually going to cut that in half. Because it will be easier to, so I'm going to use my cutter. It'll be easier than, so what have we got? 4.5, 4 3/4 we're going to cut that at. There. Just be easier to stick it in 2 separate pieces rather than trying to fold it. Makes it very hard to fold into the middle. So we'll use a bit of our Snail on the back of those. And pop that in, having a nice border all the way around. just down from our fold in the middle of our card. 1. Okay, the other side. Line it up. Same thing. Okay, so that's the inside base of our card. Now we're going to take our 2 pieces that were 5.5 inches by 5 inches. We're going to get our thinlet that we're using, and we're going to bring our Big Shot machine in, so bear with me while I do this. Grab the Big Shot. Okay, now I'm actually using my magnetic platform to do this. I find when you're really wanting to accurately place a die right in the right spot, I like to definitely get it lined up. Now, I'm actually going to bring that further into the camera. I'm actually going to line it up evenly both sides, and I'm also going to just put the tip of the star at the top and try and line it up nice and straight. Pop our cutting pad on. Okay, I've placed the cutting pad on. We're doing this along the 5.5 inch length side, so you've got 5 inches this way, 5.5 inches this way. So placed it nicely there. We're going to run that through the machine. This has got a fair bit of detail in it too, so I think I'll run it back through the other way. Okay. Check that that's cut through. Yep. Beautiful. Okay, as you can see, really nice detail. Now we're going to cut our next one, the same as that again. Okay, so lining up my 5.5 inch side that way. Line it up again. Make sure you've got the star just to the tip of it. Make sure it's nice and straight and even. Pop on your top cutting pad. That moved. Okay. Pop on my top cutting pad carefully. Run that through. Okay, and we pop that one out. As you can see, the pieces just fall out. There's some stars that you can keep out of this that we can use for embellishments. So you get 3 stars out of each, 3 different sizes, so just pop them aside. Actually, there's more than 3 stars that you get. Pop all those stars aside because they're quite good for embellishing your card when we're finished. Okay, we'll get the Big Shot out of the way. Now I've used the magnetic platform, as I said. It makes it so much easier to pop your thinlet on that it doesn't move and it cuts right in the right spot, exactly where we want it to cut. Okay, pop those bits of paper out of the way. Now, with our Stampin' Up! Trimmer, we're going to line these pieces up and we're going to, how can I do this? Yeah, we'll pop it over that way. So we want to line it up that we're going to score. We've got it on the 1/2 inch there, so we're going to actually make a score line 1/2 inch down here. That's where we use our grey. And we put a score line in there 1/2 inch. Do the same to the next one. Line it up with the 1/2 inch over here. Using our scoring tool. There we go. Okay. Pop that aside. Pop our die aside. Okay, so now you have 2 pieces. Like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually fold one piece going back this way, this piece going back that way, and then they're going to sit in the card like so. So then in the middle we're going to have a pop-up mechanism like so. Now, my hint with doing this pop-up mechanism, the best thing to do is have about half an inch or so between one piece and the other piece, if you can see there. Stick them on, and then you just use some liquid glue just to line up the tips of the stars, and we stick them together. Then when it folds together, it'll fold neatly inside the card. When you open it up, it will pop up like that. So you can do this with any die. It's just a case of making this pop-up mechanism, which is quite easy. So I'm going to actually use my Snail adhesive to stick my first one in. Okay, so I'm going to line that up about 1/4 of an inch down, even on both sides. Snail again on the back of this one. Okay, now this is the important part. Make sure that the tips of your stars line up to where you're going to place this one on. Okay, now the tips of our stars will line up. Use a little bit of liquid Tombow just on the very tips of your stars. And then what you do is you line up your stars like so. Hold the tips together for a little while just for them to stick. And then when you carefully close your card, when you open up, you have a pop-up mechanism. A bit hard to see with the black, but yeah, very easy to do. Okay, so we're going to finish off with our bits of crushed curry, just to give them a place to write. We may actually sponge the outside of this with one of our little sponge daubers and our Night of Navy ink pad. As you can see, just sponging the edge just to take the plainness off the edge of our cardstock. Okay, do that to both. And you don't have to be real neat with your sponging either. Just adds a little bit of character. Okay. So with our snail again, pop that piece just in the middle there. Gives people room to write on both sections if they'd like. And pop that one like so up there. Okay, so I might actually just use one of the little star stamps and the little squiggle, just to add a bit more interest on our night of navy again. Just pop a few little stars around. Just randomly, just to add a bit of character. Okay, our Stampin' Scrub, as I said to you before, great for cleaning your stamps, stops you from getting inky fingers, has a wet side and a dry side. This is my wet side, that's my dry side. Sometimes little ones come off. Okay. Cleans your stamps beautifully. Bit hard with a little one. Now I'm going to use the little squiggle. Just going to pop that in the middle down here. And also in the middle, no, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, Stampin' Scrub again. And with the Stampin' Scrub you use your Stampin' Mist. As I said, you spray it on the wet side. You'll find that your Stampin' Scrub actually has a little watermark in one corner and a little sun mark in the other. That's how you know which is the dry side, which is the wet side. Okay. Now for the front of our card. So that's the inside done. Now on the front we're going to our designer series paper. We're going to stick that on. Actually might use the Tombow this time and show you how you have some nice wiggle room with the Tombow. So if you have a hard time lining your layers up, Tombow is the way to go because it gives you a little bit of time to set your layers up nice and straight. So you can pop him on, wiggle him around till you get it exactly where you want it, and then it sticks really well. Okay, so we've got that piece. Now we're going to do a bit more stamping again. So we're going to use our 2 crushed curry pieces. I'm going to bring them in. We're going to use the big starburst on our larger piece of crushed curry. I'm actually going to stamp this off onto my paper because I haven't used this stamp. Okay, I'll re-ink it again. Sometimes it's best just to use it a few times before you actually put it onto your project. Okay, so we're just going to line this up in the middle of our crushed curry piece. Now, because it's a large stamp and it's got lots of detail, just leave it a few seconds for the ink to actually soak into your cardstock, and nice even pressure all the way over. Make sure in the middle of your stamp you've got some pressure happening, and there you go. Beautiful stamp. Okay, we're going to pop that one aside and we're going to use the Celebrate You, sorry, it says. Okay, I'm going to line that up. There you have it. Okay, that was in our Night of Navy ink pad. Okay, now we're going to bring the Stampin' Scrub back in again to clean our stamps. This is my wet side, this is my dry side. So what we do is we spray a little on our wet side. You'll see now with the bigger stamps. Scrub around a little bit, dry it off, beautiful clean stamp. Again, dirty stamp, scrub on our wet side, dry off on our dry side, and clean stamps. Okay, definitely a must to look after your stamps. Okay, so now we're going to layer our pieces again on our basic black cardstock. So the first layer, pop on here. Again, if you have trouble with lining your layers up, please use Tombow. As you can see, line it up, wiggle it around, get it exactly where you want it. Okay, one. Same thing on our Celebrate You. Onto our smaller piece of cardstock, basic black. Again, gives us room to wiggle. Okay, bring back our card. Now, I'm going to actually use Tombow and just stick that on. I'm going to pop up the Celebrate You on our dimensionals. Okay, pop that in the middle. As I said, you can wiggle around. Make sure you've got your inside popping open the way it should. Okay, a couple of Stampin' Up dimensionals on the back. Pop two in the middle, stop it from sagging. Off with the backing paper. Now, I'm just going to line up Celebrate You, just down the bottom. Like so. Now, with our little remaining stars, you can pop a bit of Tombow on the back. Poor Tombow's just about out. Little dab. And place them around wherever you'd like. So therefore you're still using bits and pieces that you would normally throw away in the rubbish. But lovely when you can get a die that you can get more than one use out of the pieces that you would normally throw in the rubbish bin. There. And pop another one down the bottom there. Just there. Wants to stick to my finger. And there you have it. Quick and easy card. Pop up. Didn't have to have a pop-up die mechanism, just from a normal edgelet die. Just sort of bring that idea to you to give you a bit of an idea that how you can use this beautiful Starburst edgelet die in a different way. Okay, thank you for watching. I am your Stampin' Up demonstrator, Donna Gray from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales. If you'd like to purchase any of these items, you will find the link to my online store at the bottom of the page below this video. My online store is open 24 hours a day for you if you'd like to browse through. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. This is just a really exciting time for Stamping Up, so please, if you were thinking of purchasing items, please take advantage of the celebration time. As I said, celebration is on at the moment, goes right through until the 31st of March. So we have all of February left and all of March left to be able to get some of these free items out of the celebration catalogue. So for every $90 that you spend with Stamping Up Australia in the next 2 months, you'll be able to get a free item out of our celebration. You can pick any item that you choose out of there for every $90 that you spend. Okay, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Donna Gray, your Stamping Up demonstrator from Northern New South Wales. Thank you very much. Keep watching. Happy stamping.